In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realist Temple on Earth. Of course, I'm the gatekeeper of this internet ministry, known here on YouTube as the mighty Angel Snub No 7, your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I want you to bear with me. I'm slightly tired, but I decided to make a couple of videos. I haven't really done a one-on-one type video in a little while. I did just recently post a couple of conversations. I would not say interviews, but a couple of conversations with a few persons. I did speak with, and I want to send a shout out to Harvey Superboy, Natural Tahuti, Bill of the True Force Loneliness movement, and of course I did have an opportunity to actually visit Brother Philip of the Advice Show. Thank you, all of you, for your consent and your participation in these conversations. And in order for us to be able to, in a civil and cordial manner, solve some of these problems, we need to be able to dialogue and talk with one another. And hopefully these conversations are example that we can talk and we can actually have a good time in conversation, but get our points across without being confrontational and, you know, just silly and ignorant. So thank you, all of you, so much for helping me bring this before the general masses. What brings me to this particular few minutes, and I want to try to get through this very quickly, because actually it's more I would probably want to say, but the time is limited, and I would really like to just make part one and only one. Let me make this point for us. There are people, some folks, who don't know me. They call your brother, your friend, a vicious black racist. Woo! Not just a black supremacist, but a vicious one. Now, I don't know what I've done. First of all, I do not represent color. I do not care nothing about black at all. We should reject that concept and move on to better things. That was good then, but it is not now. Holding on to these ideas is what's hindering this so-called black community from moving forward. But that's another subject, and I do talk about that in my prior video called The True Reason of Why Black Unity is Impossible. Check it out. It's a long video lecture. Give me your comments. Now, what is mind-boggling to me, and there is one person on YouTube who sort of knows me because they spent a little time with me, and that is Brother Derek Grayson, or T-Mont. T-Mont has an idea of what my character is. Excuse me, my eye is burning. But T-Mont spent enough time where I can tell you. Now, on these videos, I'm loud, I'm aggressive, And it seems as though I'm not shy. And it seems like I'm disrespectful and a whole lot of other negative things that you come up with. But I believe, well, I know that Brother Derek Grayson would testify that I am not none of these things. I'm a very quiet person. I'm a very respectful person. I treat you the way I want to be treated. And I'm a clean person. And I have someone to bear witness to those things, because Brother T-Mont, regardless to our ups and downs in our relationship, our friendship, he knows this to be true. And I would never, and it is not my intent to try to hurt nobody. That is just not me. But again, what is mind-boggling is that I'm a little sissy from Mississippi. A little nerd boy from Mississippi. Early in my childhood. Perhaps from the kindergarten all the way to my sophomore year in high school, I was a little sissy. I was the oldest in my family. I didn't have a big brother or big sister to help me fight. I never picked on nobody, but somebody was always picking on me. So I was always running. I was always hiding. I had to always bite my tongue because I did not want those who bullied me to beat me up. So since the kindergarten, all the way up to the sophomore year in high school, I'm running. I'm living in fear. I'm a little sissy and a little coward. I did not know when I was the bully. In my ignorance, I used to bully dogs and chickens and, you know, frogs or little creatures. I used to kick them around and bully and mistreat animals. Then it was my turn. And then the frog, the cow, the pig, the dog, or whatever little animal that I threw rocks at and picked on. Now I know how they felt. And it was not good. When they were running from me, when they were hollering and screaming because I hit them with a rock, kicked them in the butt. So here I am, I'm being bullied, kicked in the butt, rocks being thrown. So I can relate to Forrest Gump. You remember that scene where the bullies were throwing rocks at Forrest Gump and Jenny said, "Run, Forrest! Run, Forrest, run!" There was nobody to tell me to run. Run, Taalik! Run, Taalik, run! Little sissy. But the thing about it, I was innocent. Just like those animals were innocent. I never harmed nobody in my life. So the time came where I was like Popeye. I stood all I can stand. I can't stand no more. Enough is enough. Because no matter how nice I try to be to the bully, no matter what I do, the bully is still gonna beat on me, kick me, make mockery of me, make me run, the little sissy. I couldn't take it no more. So I had to declare war on my oppressors. And I didn't care what the outcome was. They could have murdered me or whatever they wanted to do. I did not care. I got to get this oppression off of me. Once and for all. And then when I faced my fear, I came to realize that those who were making mockery of me, those who were bullying me, those who put their physical hands on me to hurt me, they were not as tough as I thought they were. And I felt so stupid. So here we are in 2012. And since that time, I've had a few other minor bullies come up. But I learned that you have to fight. You cannot continue to live in fear. So what you're seeing now, when I began to learn about this slave-like condition, this oppression and mistreatment of black people in this nation, and my own personal experience in knowing most of this oppression, most of this injustice coming to me, I suffer simply because I am a black man. I never done nothing to these white folks. What you bothering me for? And I learned that when you fight, when you stand up for yourself, just like the bullies of the past of my childhood, they back off. They back off. So, they call me a vicious black racist. I'm vicious not because I hang white people off of trees. Not because I tore and feathered them. Not because I've done anything of a physical sense. I'm vicious because I'm vicious on their lies. I'm vicious on their deceit. And I will challenge you physically. I'm not going to let you hurt me. I'm vicious on your exposing you as a false friend. You want to be my friend? You got to prove it. You're going to have to show. You can't just tell, talk, and run your mouth. Yo, fake. You fake. So I'm a vicious black racist. Never put my hands on you. Don't talk about putting my hands on you. But you better not put your hands on me. I'd rather die. I'd rather be dead than be in some hole, living in fear of these who don't deserve to be feared. So how did the little Mississippi nerd, the little sissy, the little coward, how did he turn into this vicious black racist? Because somebody kept hurting me. Somebody kept punishing me, mistreating me, and I did nothing to you. So either I continue to be a little sissy and run and bite my tongue, watch my mouth, or I fight you regardless of the cost. Because it is better to die like a man rather than be a coward. Because a coward dies countless times. So if standing up for myself, if standing up for the people that I come from out of makes me a vicious black racist, then so be it. And then you know that we will fight you tooth and nail to the last man, to the last breath. We're not going to cower down to you. Those days are over. Those days became over for that child years ago. And those days are over for this grown man. I'm not going to suggest myself or my people to continue to bow down to those unworthy and have never been worthy of being in fear of. Thank you for listening. This is your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. Wanted to get that out of my chest. From little sissy to vicious black racist. Jot down your comments. This is what it is. The Realist Temple on Earth. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realist Temple on Earth. Of course, I am the gatekeeper of this internet ministry. I am known as the mighty Angel Snub 7, your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. Did you know that there's a lot of pressure that comes to you when you have an Uncle Tom or Sambo mentality? There are many different circumstances that might cause a person to be a Sambo. We always say Uncle Tom, but I'm going to say a Sambo, a sellout, a Benedict Arnold, a traitor, someone who does not give a damn about his own people. They have become lovers of those who oppressed them and destroyed their ancestors. This is a Sambo. Some Sambos, some Uncle Toms, they exist simply out of ignorance. Because at one time or another, you might not admit it, but we all, if you were black born, the descendant of slaves in America, at one time or another, we all were or had that Sambo mentality, because we were born into this life until we met somebody that showed us different. And then we come from up out of ignorance. Now some of us can come up out of Samboism or Uncle Tomism. So we are no longer out of ignorance, but then there are those who decide to stay in that mentality, knowing, listen, they know better. So I have no sympathy for the Uncle Tom or the Sambo, who is a Benedict Arnold and a sellout to his or her people, in hopes that one day we will not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. We've been hoping and we've been praying to this vicious, wicked oppressor for 400 years. Being an Uncle Tom or a Sambo comes with great pressure, because, and I'll tell you, what makes me bring this topic up is because I heard a person with a Sambo mentality, Uncle Tom mentality, and I heard them have a conversation. And when you are an Uncle Tom, suffer from Samboism, you have to be careful around white folks. See, since you are called black, since you are called Afro-American, you still, no matter how much you try to love your racist Caucasian friends, and some of them are covert racist, because as soon as you try to say something in favor of your own black self, they are no longer your friends. Why we can't be together? How come it's black? How come it's white? Let's be together. But when you look at this white racist society, it's all about them. You can't turn on a TV. It's all about them. They control everything. But when you try to stand up for yourself and want a little something for your own people, why you ain't including everybody? But the Sambo won't ask them, why aren't you including everybody? So They don't want to offend their white friends because I'm not prejudiced. I'm not racist. You couldn't be if you wanted to be. So they are the descendants of slaves born in America, and racism, the injustice, the discrimination still exists. So whether they like it or not, no matter how much they lick the white man in the booty, they still are affected by the racism. And instead of being a man, instead of being a woman, they bottle their real feelings up because they don't want to offend white folks. So this causes stress. So if you notice in the majority of the Sambo, Uncle Tom communities, they suffer from great heart problems. Stress causes all kinds of ailments. Stress causes your body not to be able to fight off disease like it should. I am so happy. I'm so happy that that type of stress is not on me. Because if a white man really is my friend, or anybody really is my friend, then they are able to discern that I'm not trying to hurt you, I'm not trying to harm you, but I need to talk to you in an honest manner. I have to demonstrate to you my real feelings. So the Uncle Tom, the Sambo, these people are fake. And they are not any good, of course, to the black community. And of course, to white people, you like them because you think they bow down to you, but they do it out of fear. These Sambos, these Uncle Toms, they talk about you behind your back. They just keep all these feelings bottled in because they wonder why. I lick you in your booty, white man. I try to give you everything. I try not to offend you, white man. But you still mistreat me. The Uncle Tom, the Sambo, don't understand why nothing changed. It has not changed in 400 years. Let me say that again. Brothers and sisters, friends and associates, it has not changed in 400 years. Why are you sitting around waiting for something that clearly is not going to happen? And you know how it is. Living among your oppressors. They're always going to down you. Even your so-called good folks. Then they turn around with these fake apologies. I didn't mean it. You know dang well you did mean it. I apologize. Just a few weeks ago, I was speaking with a Caucasian gentleman, and he was saying something and making some kind of racial type jokes. And he said, I hope that this does not offend you. I don't mean nothing by it. Well, I told him, sir, talk how you please. If that's how you are, just talk. That's how we have to be, so I know what I'm dealing with. But you got all these frauds and these fakes. And if, sir, you have to ask me, does this offend me, then you already know that there's something wrong. So why are you going to say something that you know already is going to offend somebody? That's just dumb, because you already know what it is. You're trying to see where my mind is. So the oppressor is always going to down you. It reminds me of an abusive relationship. Now the Uncle Tom, the Sambo, will quickly tell a woman or a man, it can go both ways, in an abusive relationship, they will quickly tell them, you need to get out of that. Don't keep taking them ass whippings, butt whippings. Leave your abuser. And usually the victim of the abuse won't leave out of fear. Where I gonna go? This abuser paying all the bills. I depend on them. And sometimes the victim believes being abused is a sign or a form of love. And that's how it is among the Sambos. That's how it is among the Uncle Toms. They fallen in love with abuse. They fallen in love with mistreatment out of fear. And they keep all this bottled in. But they have no problem attacking another black man or woman, so-called black man or woman, another descendant of slaves. They have, then all that pressure they should have they should have gotten off their chest on the one who put the pressure on them. Then they start talking and try to get bad with other black folks. The ultimate cowards in an abusive relationship, because that same person in an abusive relationship will beat their children, but they won't beat the person that is abusing them. Oh, this is so, they so tacky. And then you believe what your abuser is telling you. Like in The Color Purple, Mr. told Whoopi, how you gonna leave this? You're black. You're ugly. You're a woman. What you gonna do without me? And that's how it is for y'all with the Sambo Uncle Tom mentality. If what we gonna do, we just can't leave the white folks. We gotta try to make this work. But at the same time, you will turn to the woman or the man in an abusive relationship. Get out of it. But you won't do it. We got to try to work with the racist white folks some kind of way. We got to make it work. You've been trying to make it work, Sambo. You've been trying to make it work, Uncle Tom, for 400 years. It's not going to work. I don't care who you vote for president. I don't care how much you march. I don't care how much you beg and plead. It is very, very clear. 400 years. Ain't nothing gonna change. You need to leave this abusive relationship. Then you want to get angry at those who want to get out of it because you're a coward. Well, Sambo, well, you Benedict Arnold, you Judas, you traitor, you Uncle Tom, you better get the hell out the way. Yo, trying to keep our people in bondage is over. Get out the way. You fake to white folks because you sit around and you talk about them behind their back. That's what you do. Because you really don't like them. But you're a coward. And you just decided to accept this way of life. You just decided to love your abuse. Well, you keep loving your abuse. While myself and others, we want to breathe free. Well, where you gonna go? Makes no difference where we decide to go. Just like a person in an abusive relationship, you just know that you got to get the hell out of that. And that's where our mentality needs to go. We'll worry about what we gonna do after we get the hell out. That's what you need to, that's our mentality now. We need to begin to move forward and leave these people who don't love you, don't give a damn about you. Leave them alone. Let them have whatever they want. Just let them have it. Let them claim anything. Let them have whatever. Just get away from them. So it's a lot of pressure being an Uncle Tom, being a Sambo. And I'm so happy that I can speak and talk the way I want to talk in an open and honest manner without trying to offend somebody. And living that Sambo stress-filled life. Thank you for listening. This is your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth.